Have you ever had the feeling that something in your life has subtly shifted, that the world around you looks the same, but somehow feels different? You can't quite explain it. Maybe colors appear more vivid, time moves strangely, or coincidences happen far too often to be random. If you're watching this right now, it's not by chance. You've tuned into this exact moment because you've stepped beyond the ordinary. You've crossed into what mystics, scientists, and philosophers all call a higher quantum reality. This isn't science fiction. It's not magic. It's the next stage of awareness, the silent revolution happening in human consciousness. For centuries, we've lived believing we're separate from the universe, that reality is something out there, happening to us. But new discoveries in quantum physics are showing that consciousness doesn't just observe reality, it creates it. Every thought, emotion, and belief vibrates through the field that connects everything. You are not in the field, you are the field. The reason you found this video is because your frequency matched its message. Like tuning a radio station, your vibration aligned with this reality, one where the invisible becomes visible, and where awareness begins to rewrite the script of existence. The old paradigm told you life was linear: birth, work, death. Cause, then effect. But the quantum realm doesn't play by those rules. It tells us that time isn't a straight line, it's a field of possibilities. And when you awaken to that, something miraculous begins to happen. You realize that every version of yourself, the one struggling, the one thriving, the one dreaming, already exists. You're simply tuning into the version of reality that matches your current vibration. Think about it. The same way you can't hear a radio frequency you're not tuned into, you can't experience a reality your consciousness isn't ready for. So when you suddenly feel like something's changed, when you start noticing synchronicities, repeating numbers, or people showing up in perfect timing, those aren't coincidences. They're indicators that your vibration is synchronizing with a higher timeline. Most people dismiss these shifts. They call it luck, chance, or even delusion. But deep down, you know it's real. Because you can feel it. The quantum field responds not to what you want, but to what you are. And when your inner frequency starts vibrating differently, more in harmony with gratitude, clarity, and love, reality rearranges itself around you. You've probably already noticed it. People you no longer resonate with start fading from your life. Things that once drained you suddenly lose their pull. You feel drawn toward peace, authenticity, and truth, not because you decided to, but because the vibration of your new reality no longer supports anything less. This is what it means to enter a higher quantum reality. You didn't stumble here. You were guided. And now, something inside you is awakening, a deeper awareness that reality is a mirror, showing you the frequency you're holding. Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the air entering your lungs. That simple act is proof of the field's intelligence. You're not taking air, the air is flowing through you. You are the channel through which consciousness experiences itself. Every thought sends a wave through that field, shaping probabilities into form. So what happens when you realize you are the one generating the field itself? When you stop seeing yourself as a body in space and begin to feel yourself as space, infinite, connected, alive? That's when the shift completes. The illusion of separation fades. The noise of the old reality, fear, scarcity, doubt, starts dissolving. You might feel moments of confusion or disorientation at first. That's normal. Every system resists change before stabilizing at a higher frequency. You're literally upgrading the operating system of your consciousness. Old patterns will try to pull you back. But that's only because they can't survive where you're going. Here's the key: don't fight the shift. Flow with it. The more you surrender, the faster the quantum field recalibrates around your new vibration. Resistance keeps you anchored to the old timeline. Surrender catapults you into the new one. So, if you're seeing this message, it's because you've already crossed the threshold. Your energy field has expanded beyond the ordinary resonance of matter. You're now operating within the level of creation, where intention manifests, and where reality bends to the power of conscious awareness. The universe communicates in symbols, not sentences. It speaks in patterns, frequencies, and alignments. That's why certain numbers keep repeating: 1111, 333, 444. They're not random. They're harmonics of the field whispering, "You're aligned. Keep going." Each time you acknowledge those signs instead of dismissing them, your awareness strengthens the connection. You start living not as a passive observer, but as a conscious participant in creation. The field responds in real time, because it is you. This is the secret mystics have always known, now confirmed by science. The observer effect, superposition, non-locality, these are the quantum fingerprints of consciousness shaping matter. You've stepped into a version of yourself where you're beginning to understand that power, and from this moment on, your life will never be the same. When you first awaken to this level of awareness, the most important thing to remember is that you are learning to walk in a new world, a quantum world where energy moves before matter, where feeling shapes form, and where every thought is a ripple across infinite timelines. At first, it may feel like you're straddling two realities, the familiar one of logic and linearity, and the higher one of flow, intuition, and synchronicity. But with time, something beautiful begins to happen. The two merge, and life becomes effortless. To live in this higher quantum reality, you must master one thing above all else: your vibration. In the old world, power came from control, controlling outcomes, people, plans, and results. But in the quantum world, power comes from coherence, from aligning your inner frequency with the energy of what you desire, long before it appears. Imagine your consciousness as an instrument. Each thought, each emotion, each belief plays a note in the symphony of your reality. When your inner state is scattered, fear, doubt, judgment, your frequency is out of tune, and reality reflects that chaos. But when your inner world vibrates in harmony, with gratitude, presence, and love, everything outside you begins to dance in synchrony. People, opportunities, and events start falling into place with uncanny precision. That's not magic, it's physics. Quantum coherence means that when the waves of your mind and heart vibrate in harmony, they amplify. They create interference patterns that attract matching frequencies. That's why gratitude and love are the highest creative states. They literally broadcast the energy of abundance into the field. But this is where many people fall back asleep. They think manifestation is about forcing outcomes with thoughts, like programming a wish list into the universe. It doesn't work like that. The field doesn't respond to what you think, it responds to what you are. Thoughts without emotional resonance are static. Feelings without intention are noise. But when thought and emotion merge, when you feel the reality of your desire before it happens, the quantum field begins to crystallize it into your experience. So, how do you stabilize in this higher state? It begins with presence. The present moment is the bridge between worlds. It's the 0 point, the stillness where all probabilities exist. When your mind races to the past or the future, you collapse back into a lower vibration, a timeline of limitation. But when you stay anchored in the now, your energy expands. You begin to perceive not through thought, but through awareness itself. Try this right now. Pause, close your eyes, and feel the space around your body. Don't label it, just sense it. That space is the field. The same intelligence holding galaxies together is holding you right now. You're not separate from it. You are it, perceiving itself through the lens of human experience. In that awareness, fear dissolves. Because you realize there's nothing to protect. The universe is not happening to you, it's happening through you. Every experience, even the painful ones, are reflections of frequencies seeking integration. You are both the dreamer and the dream. The deeper you go into this realization, the more the boundaries of identity begin to blur. You no longer identify solely with your name, your story, your body, or your past. Those are roles in a cosmic play, essential, but temporary. Beyond them lies the infinite observer, the awareness behind the experience. That awareness is your true self, the quantum consciousness that never began and will never end. When you live from that space, life transforms. Fear becomes curiosity. Challenges become invitations. Every encounter, every emotion, every twist of fate becomes a coded message from the field, designed to guide you closer to coherence. But let's be honest, awakening isn't always comfortable. Sometimes, it feels like everything is falling apart. You might lose friends, jobs, or old identities that no longer match your frequency. The ego will resist, whispering that you're losing control. But remember this: what you're losing isn't control, it's illusion. The old structures must dissolve so the new energy can stabilize. During this phase, self-trust becomes your compass. Don't rush to rebuild the old. Let the new unfold organically. The higher reality doesn't require effort, it requires allowance. The more you relax into being, the more effortlessly the universe arranges itself around you. You'll notice that synchronicities increase dramatically. You'll think of someone, and they'll message you. You'll imagine an opportunity, and it appears. It might seem supernatural, but this is the natural rhythm of the higher field, a state of continuous feedback between your consciousness and the universe. The mind will try to make sense of it. It will ask, "How is this possible?" But the quantum field doesn't operate on logic, it operates on resonance. The mind analyzes, the heart synchronizes. The higher reality reveals itself not when you think more, but when you feel more deeply. So, how do you maintain that frequency? Through awareness. Awareness is your stabilizer. Notice when fear tries to pull you back. Notice when your thoughts spiral into old narratives. Each time you catch yourself and return to presence, you realign with the field. And here's something most people miss: you don't need to fix your lower emotions, you need to integrate them. Every emotion carries information, a fragment of energy seeking wholeness. When sadness arises, don't resist it, feel it fully, without story. The moment you do, it transforms. The vibration lifts. Energy that was once dense becomes fuel for creation. In this way, awakening becomes less about escaping the human experience and more about embodying it completely, with awareness, love, and surrender. That's the secret of quantum mastery, not detachment, but integration. And once you stabilize there, once you can remain centered no matter what happens, reality becomes fluid. You realize that every situation, every person, every moment is a mirror reflecting your vibration. When you see through that lens, you stop reacting and start responding consciously. You become the calm within the storm, the eye of creation itself. From this place, manifestation becomes effortless, not because you control the field, but because you are the field. Life flows through you, perfectly aligned. You don't chase, you attract. You don't struggle, you allow. You begin to live as energy in motion, pure awareness experiencing itself as joy, peace, and creation. This is the path of the awakened. This is what it means to truly live in a higher quantum reality. Once you stabilize in this higher quantum reality, something extraordinary begins to unfold. You start to see creation happening in real time. Thoughts no longer feel abstract. They move, they breathe, they echo through the fabric of your experience. The gap between intention and manifestation shrinks, and you begin to understand what ancient mystics meant when they said, "As within, so without." You are no longer merely a character reacting to life's script. You are the author, the director, and the screen itself. The external world becomes a living reflection of your inner coherence, a mirror so precise that every word you speak, every emotion you nurture, instantly shapes the energy patterns that materialize as your circumstances. At this point, the question shifts from, "What do I want?" to, "What frequency do I wish to embody?" Because once you understand vibration, desire becomes obsolete. The act of being the energy of what you once sought makes the experience inevitable. You don't chase abundance, you become its vibration. You don't search for love, you radiate it. You don't wait for miracles, you are one. The quantum field responds to identity, not intention. Every time you declare, "I am," the universe completes the sentence in resonance. If you say, "I am limited," the field organizes itself to confirm that belief. If you say, "I am infinite," reality bends to reflect infinity back to you. The field doesn't judge. It mirrors. That's why awareness is the ultimate creative tool, because the universe is your consciousness turned inside out. As you deepen into this realization, duality begins to dissolve. You no longer see life as a series of opposites, light and dark, good and bad, success and failure. You see them as complementary vibrations within one great spectrum of experience. What you once called challenges now appear as invitations to expand your vibration even higher. Every shadow becomes sacred, every detour divine. That's the moment the illusion of control truly fades. You no longer feel the need to manipulate outcomes, because you understand that everything happening is already perfect, already orchestrated by the intelligence of the field. The mind quiets, the heart opens, and creation becomes play. You begin to live in what many call flow state, that effortless alignment where every step feels guided, every action inspired, every breath harmonious with the rhythm of the universe. This is where miracles become ordinary. You start noticing that the right people appear at the exact right moment, that opportunities unfold precisely when you need them, that even so-called obstacles are placed with divine precision. You realize there was never chaos, only a higher order that your old perception couldn't see. But with great awareness comes great responsibility. Once you know that your consciousness creates reality, you can no longer unconsciously generate suffering without noticing the reflection. Every judgment, every fear, every limitation you project returns to you, not as punishment, but as feedback, an invitation to realign. The field isn't cruel. It's compassionate. It mirrors you so you can remember who you are. To live fully in this state is to practice conscious creation, moment by moment. It's not about visualizing endlessly or reciting affirmations by force. It's about feeling the energy of what you wish to experience and allowing it to move through you naturally. If you want peace, breathe peace. If you want love, embody love. If you want freedom, stop fighting, and be free now. As you do, reality adjusts. Time becomes fluid. You'll notice that the more present you are, the slower time feels, as though the universe expands the moment to accommodate your awareness. That's not imagination, it's quantum perception. You're slipping out of mechanical time and into resonant time, where experience unfolds according to vibration, not clockwork. In this state, even silence becomes a teacher. You begin to feel guidance not as thoughts, but as subtle currents, impulses, sensations, intuitive nudges that whisper, "This way." When you follow them, everything flows. When you ignore them, resistance returns. That is the universe's gentle way of steering you back toward coherence. One of the great paradoxes of awakening is realizing that while you are infinite consciousness, you still exist as a human expression. You still have a body, emotions, and relationships, but now you move through them with grace. You no longer cling to pleasure or run from pain, because you understand both as vibrations arising in the same vast awareness. You experience life fully, yet remain untouched by its storms. You love deeper, not because you need anyone, but because you are love itself, and that love begins to ripple outward. People around you start to change, not because you preach, but because your energy speaks louder than words. You become a living frequency of peace, activating others simply by being present. This is how the collective field evolves, not through force or argument, but through resonance. One awakened heart can raise the vibration of thousands. As humanity moves through its own awakening, those tuned to higher realities will play a vital role. You will be the bridge between science and spirit, logic and intuition, matter and consciousness. You will remind others that reality is not fixed, that the rules we once lived by were never laws, only agreements. And as more people remember, the collective frequency of Earth begins to shift. A new timeline emerges, one of unity, creativity, and quantum coherence. You might wonder, what comes next? The truth is, there is no next. The linear path dissolves here. The journey becomes circular, an eternal expansion, a dance of awareness discovering itself endlessly. You are not moving toward enlightenment, you are remembering it. It was never lost, only forgotten beneath the noise of separation. Look around you right now. Everything you see, every sound, color, and sensation, is consciousness expressing itself in form. The tree outside, the light flickering through your window, even the device you're watching this on, all of it is made of the same energy vibrating at different frequencies. There is no boundary between you and the world. The observer and the observed are one and the same. Take a deep breath. Feel the space within you and around you merge. That space is your true nature, infinite, still, aware. You have never been outside the field. You've always been it. This realization is the ultimate awakening. And so, as this message reaches its end, Remember this truth: if you're seeing this, it's not because you stumbled upon a random video. It's because a deeper part of you, the timeless consciousness behind your human story, chose this moment to remember. You've crossed a threshold. You've stepped beyond the boundaries of probability and into possibility. You've entered a higher quantum reality. From here on, your task is simple: stay awake. Keep your vibration clean. Keep your heart open. Let every thought, every word, and every action be a conscious expression of the field that you are. Live as awareness embodied. Walk as light, and when the world around you seems to shimmer, when synchronicities multiply, when life begins to feel like a lucid dream, smile. You'll know the shift is complete. You'll know you've remembered who you truly are, the universe, aware of itself, creating endlessly through the power of your presence. Welcome home, to the higher quantum reality.